Hi, Stefano Molea, San Diego criminal defense attorney and partner at the law office of David P. Shapiro, where we help good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. In this video, I want to talk to you about a robbery charge under Penal Code Section 211. Specifically, the difference between first degree, second degree, and what we call in California an Estes robbery, after a case named People v. Estes. Generally, robbery is the taking of another's property that was on the person or in the person's immediate presence against their will, and here's the hallmark of a robbery: the taking of the property was done by force or fear. The last element of robbery also requires that when the defendant used force or fear, there was an intent to deprive the owner of the property permanently or for an extended period of time. Here's the kicker on this last element. The intent to deprive had to have been formed before or during the taking. If someone takes property by force or fear only to maybe look at the property momentarily and then gives it back, it's not usually a robbery. But let's say that at the time of the taking there was an intent to permanently deprive the owner, and then later there was maybe a change of heart. Guess what? It's still a robbery. As you can see, the timing of everything is very important. So what's the difference between first and second degree? First degree is if the robbery happened where someone lives, or if the robbery was committed while the person was robbed using an ATM machine, or just had used an ATM machine. And finally, if the robbery happened when the robbed person was performing work as a driver for a bus or a taxi, or maybe was a passenger in a bus, taxi, etc. If it doesn't fit in one of those categories, it will be a robbery of the second degree. First degree without other enhancements, like the use of a gun or that sort of thing, carries 2, 3, or 5 years in state prison. A first degree carries 3, 4, or 6. Also, both versions are strike felonies under the three strikes law. Finally, let's talk about an Estes robbery, as we commonly see the prosecution charge Estes robberies in this sort of setting. Let's say someone goes to an electronics store, while in there decides to commit a theft, picks up a device, tries to walk out. Then a security officer, or sometimes known as a loss prevention officer, tries to stop the person from leaving, and the person uses force or fear to try to complete the theft. That's an Estes robbery. It's second degree robbery. That's right, you could go from a simple misdemeanor theft, if the value was $950 or below, to a strike felony charge. So that's an overview of California robbery law from a San Diego criminal defense lawyer. Have questions, give me a call. Stefano Molea, 619-295-3555.